It's been quite a year, to say it mildly. 2009 flew by, and we're already in 2010. Let me thank you all for coming out. Let me thank Ontonagon Schools for opening up for us. This year's been, as I said, quite a year. To give you an idea, our mail 2008 election year was the most mail my office received. We answered over 50,000 letters, emails, faxes. As of December, mid-December, we were at 90,000. In 1 year, you almost doubled the comments, questions, concerns that you had. So when we've been doing the town hall meetings, the turnout has been quite large, as we see here tonight. Here in Ontonagon, you have some unique issues that bring you out, not just what's happening in Washington or health care, but also our economic situation with the loss of Smurfit Stone. So that's why I'm very pleased tonight that Mike Lottie came to be with us. Mike, it's always a pleasure to have you with us. Ann Miller over here with Governor Granholm's office is here. Amy Berglund from Senator Levin's office is here. Sherry Davies from Senator Stabenow's office is here. They don't always show up at all my town hall meetings. But that's how important what's going on the western end is to all of us elected officials. And I know Mike Prusi wanted to be here, but he had a little medical procedure and could not be here. Now, I notified him last week when I tried to put notice in the paper about when I was going to get some time over here. So I'm pleased they were all able to join us. Let me just, before we do these town hall meetings, we do them at City Hall. You know how big City Hall is? We'd have 20 people there. That was the big town hall meeting. Tonight we have more than 20, probably 10 times that amount. And when I do my town hall meetings, I'm going to say a few words about what's going on. And what I have been doing, because the main issue besides jobs and economy has really been health care. And I do have a health care presentation. And I'd like to do that tonight, but I'm going to leave that to you. If you want to talk and not get into health care, I'm happy to do that. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to say about 10 to 15 minutes your comments. And then I'm going to ask again, and we'll go into health care if you'd like. It's about a 20-minute slide presentation. It was a small slide presentation. It was 19 slides. We're probably up to about 39 after the Senate vote and everything else. And I'll flip through it fairly quick. The reason why I think we might want to do it, the health care, I sit on the Committee of Jurisdiction, which is the Energy and Commerce Committee. I'm very actively involved in this health care debate. I probably know the health care bill as well as most members of Congress because it went through my committee. And yes, I've read all 2,000 some pages. Some parts 3 or 4 times. Some parts I've tried to change. So I think it'd be worthwhile to go through. I'll have to stand up here and do it. Don't mean to put my back to you when we go through it, but I think it might be worthwhile. But then we'll open up for questions you may have on anything. And you know, we on the western end here, the Upper Peninsula, you've got a tough time with the mill going down. We've been in meetings most of the day on where do we go as a future, what is the future of Ontonagon, what's the future of, yesterday was Ironwood. There are so many things. We're all interrelated on this western end. And so when I first got out of Washington, I said, all right, first year I'm going to just spend 3-4 days just on the western end working on these issues. What can we do? I wish I could stand here and say, don't worry about it, everything will be fine. But we know better than that. But I know the strength of the people that I represent, especially on the western end, we'll get through this. In my time in Congress, in my first or second day, as I was telling the group down at City Hall tonight, they closed K.I. Sawyer on us, probably the largest employer we had. You know, and we did a lot of work on it. And when the local leaders stepped forward, we got a base conversion going. Things have turned out fairly well at Sawyer National Airport now and all the work, but we've come together and worked with local community leaders. Part of my district now, as you know, is half the state of Michigan. I should probably put that slide up. But one of the things I inherited in the lower part was the old Worthsmith Air Force Base. Remember that one down in Oscoda? They're still struggling, trying to make their economic development going. And I think the key on a lot of this is local leadership, local strength. Those of us who have the honor of representing you, whether it's in the federal government or the state government. We can't tell you how we're going to rebound economically in Ontonagon. But what we can do is work with you and make sure the resources you have. For instance, when I say we're all sort of interconnected, when I was in Ironwood last night, we did our town hall meeting, which, by the way, was a real good turnout too. They were concerned about Ontonagon because we're all interrelated here in this western end. You have the only deep water port. We got to keep that dredging and that port open. That's coming from Copperwood Mining Company, who is not up and running yet, but hope to be and have their permits ready to go to do that copper mine in Ironwood.